me like a Hellcat.
Before we get started, I have a favor. If you enjoy my content and want to see me continue to improve in both quality and size, please check out my Patreon linked in the description. Any amount helps and it is greatly appreciated. There are so many rewards for each level of donation, so go check it out. Now back to the video. Hey guys, welcome back. This is EmeraldAvengerG. Either at the beginning or the end of the video, I'm going to have a new segment in each of these Halo theories and also the In My Opinion videos where I will discuss and refute and critique or just respond to comments on my previous videos in those series. So the comment for today's video is by Snock Ooze. He says, I don't like the idea of having upgrades tied to different armor components. I'm actually fine with the idea of RPG elements upgrading your armor and being able to customize the way you look in the campaign. I just don't want to be forced to use a piece of armor because it has gameplay benefits even though I don't like the way it looks, or have a piece of armor that looks cool but has bad benefits compared to others. However, the armor mods being visible on the thighs and wrist is a good idea, as it would be kind of like the armor abilities being visible somewhere on your back. Also, attachable weapons like a wrist blade, Promethean blade being mounted to your armor as an upgrade is a fun idea. I also have concept art of a Spartan with a Gauss cannon mounted on his shoulder from Halo Wars 2 popping into my head as another mountable weapon. Think about Chief's new Gen 3 armor. Being able to do this honestly makes sense, it being highly upgradable and can likely incorporate Forerunner tech. If they fused Spartan Ops, Firefight, and Warzone together and added this to our multiplayer Spartan, it'd also be cool. And then he mentions how it's a good thing I posted this here instead of on a forum because I would get eaten alive. So I do have a couple of comments to kind of inform him, refute him, and just respond to him. He mentioned how not being able to customize your armor to make it look cool because you have to do it for specific benefits. I would say look at look at Assassin's Creed Odyssey and see how you can have loadouts, but you can also have a different armor visible than what you're actually wearing. So like you have a skin on top of it or another set of armor on top of it. You don't get the benefits from that, you get the benefits from the other, but you can make it look however you like. I think that's about how it should be approached. It just makes more sense so you can still be visually pleasing but also have like good stats on your armor. Now the attachable Gauss cannon, I can see how that would work. Of course, I don't think a lot of this would work in multiplayer. I think everyone would have to have like the same set abilities and maybe loadouts for secondary abilities or something like that, but I think in multiplayer, just for balance reasons, everyone should be about the same. Now having a Gauss cannon mounted to your shoulder in the campaign rather than having like another ability, you instead launch like a railgun round basically off your shoulder. I think that'd be a good idea. I actually don't have a problem with that. I would actually like to see that concept art. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure if it's an official concept art or this person's actual concept art. But if you watch this video, please do send that to me. And also fusing Spartan. I wish Spartan Ops is back. I like Spartan Ops. Fusing Spartan Ops, Firefight, and Warzone together would be a cool idea. Like a giant multiplayer version of Spartan Ops would be really cool. Outside of that, though, let's go on with the video. Today we'll be discussing another Halo theory. This one again pertaining to the gameplay in Halo Infinite. This theory is how Halo Infinite will handle vehicles. With every entry of the Halo franchise, there have been new vehicles added, some old ones removed, and overall changes to all the existing vehicles. The biggest example of this is the transition between Halo 2 and 3. Halo 2 featured the normal array of Covenant vehicles, Ghosts, Wraiths, and Banshee, but also included the Spectre. The UNSC had a turret and Gosshog, and a Scorpion. But in Halo 3, the Spectre was replaced with the Brute Prowler, the Brute Chopper was added, multiple variants of the Warthog were added, as well as Mongoose and Hornets. Now, of course, in Halo 2 Anniversary, there are Hornets and various versions of the Mongooses as well. Halo Reach replaced the Prowler with the Revenant, which was able to deal out more firepower and was basically a small Wraith. It also replaced the Hornet with the Falcon, which turned it into more of a transport vehicle like the Transport Troop Hog. Then we get to Halo 4, which, like with most aspects of Halo, gameplay and all, threw a wrench into the equation. Halo 4 removed all the brute vehicles, as well as the species and their weapons entirely, but also removed Hornets from the UNSC's pool of equipment, basically taking Halo back to the same point it was in Halo CE and Halo 2. Of course still including mongooses and the newcomer, the Mantis. Halo 4, like Reach, had some campaign missions where the player was able to control much larger vehicles like the Pelican and the Longsword, which is basically the saber from Reach. With Halo 5 came an overload of variants of each type of vehicle, introduced gun gooses, and added a vehicle very similar to the Hornet known as the Wasp, of course without the troop transport capabilities. On the Covenant side, there was a single new addition, a finally drivable anti-air raid. The recently introduced Promethean faction also gained a vehicle, the Phaeton. Halo Infinite is entirely up in the air. We will either get a reset like Halo 4 because of the change in art style, or another Halo 3 where several new and returning vehicles are introduced. I will of course be covering this in my theory, but in addition, I will be discussing something a little different. Halo Infinite has already hinted at several RPG elements. A very common element present in modern day RPGs is a fast travel system. First part of this theory pertains to how Halo Infinite will tackle this. My theory, constructed with the same friend as the last theory, is Pelicans will be used for fast travel to some degree. 343 could approach this from two directions. Approach 1, simply pick up and drop off. This would work similar to PS4 Spider-Man's subway system, where you select a fast travel destination on the world map, if there even is a world map. And for Chief, the Pelican will fly in, and then the loading cutscene will start, with Chief looking out the back of a Pelican, maybe having a conversation with the pilot or Marines to pass time. After the new location is loaded, the scene will change to Chief being dropped off and the Pelican flying away. This does call into question what fast travel points there will be in the map. My friend's idea is UNSC firebases spread throughout the Halo ring would serve as the location, and as the Chief liberates, finds, or builds bases, they will become available. I think this approach would be awesome and very welcome by the Halo community, and also the more likely of the two options. But I do personally like the second option a little bit more. This has Chief being able to call in a Pelican from any location and free pilot it to a location he desires. There will most likely be a distance or time limit added onto this. This approach unfortunately seems very unlikely for several reasons. The main one is it is just unbalanced and overpowered. Now the second part of this theory pertains to the presence of vehicles in general in Halo Infinite. Of course we'll have the standard one, most variants of Warthogs, Scorpions, Mongooses, and for the Covenant, Ghosts, Wraiths, and Banshees. We may be getting more Promethean vehicles, but there is no guarantee. We might just have to deal with the Phaeton, but I would like to see a land vehicle added as well. Since the return to the old art style is happening, I expect things like the Brute vehicles, the Spectre, and the Revenant to all be likely returns. But as for some, like the Hornet or even the Falcon, it is uncertain that they won't be replaced by the Wasp like they were in Halo 5. The return of the Mantis is also up in the air, because its presence has purely been in the new art style. We may be getting the Cyclops to fill the gap in the mech vehicle slot. We may even be getting several Halo Wars vehicles, because the theory is that the ring in Infinite is the ring from the end of Halo Wars 2. This would also explain the return of Brute vehicles. I'm personally hoping that the Banished becomes a big enemy within Halo Infinite, which gives even more reason for Brute vehicles to be back. Personally, like with weapons, I would love to see the return of all vehicles from all previous Halo games. And I would like to be able to pilot non-forged Pelicans, Phantoms, Spirits, Shadows, all that, because they're probably some of the coolest vehicles in the entirety of Halo, and we never get a chance to fly them unless you mod the game or break the game, or like I said, them in Forge with prefabs. But that's about the extent of my theory. I do really hope that we do see the return of various classic vehicles that were neglected from Halo 5. I do also hope that there is some aspect of fast travel and being able to pilot Pelicans in Halo Infinite. But all that aside, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Follow me on all my socials, keep up to date with me outside of the channel. Also go to my Discord, join the conversation there. You'll really enjoy it. If you have your own Halo theory, go ahead and say it in the comment section or in the Discord, and I'll be happy to discuss it with you. And also go to my Patreon. Feel free to support this channel. Yeah, I would really appreciate it. So, thank you guys for watching. This is EmeraldAvenger. See you next time. Peace out.